Welcome students to Adobe Photoshop Elements 7, lesson number 4, cloning. Real basic lesson on cloning. To start with, I am going to do File, Open, and choose Clone Out Rip from the Element Fix files. Clone Out Rip. Now at any point in time at the bottom of this video you can pause it if you need to get caught up. Here I've got a picture of a canoe with looks like a tear in the picture that was scanned. And initially when I first put a picture on the screen and it's all alone, I like to double click the hand tool so it fits it on the screen. Okay, now cloning is real simple. I sample from an area I want to clone from and kind of paste it by painting. It's real simple. Let me show you. When I hover over the clone tool, about 2/3 of the way down, I click it once to select it, and just like a brush I have options to change the size and the hardness of it. Most of the time you want a soft brush, and you can adjust the size of the clone by dragging your slider. As you can see, here's a brush size that's a little bit larger than this brush size. And in general I like to go with one that's a little bit larger than the crack, so in this case we'll leave it at around 60. Now the clone tool is operated by holding down a key and sampling from an area you want to clone from. Now let me just show you an instance. I'm going to go up to the top of the canoe here, and I'm going to hold down the Alt key with my left forefinger. Hold down the Alt key. On a Mac would be Option, and Alt, and then one click. Now let up on everything. Let up on everything. And as I move off to the right and I hold the mouse down, you can see from where it was sampled from, I can clone in a completely new canoe, and you can see how this effect works. Let me undo that by going to the arrow, undo. So down here, this is a pretty easy clone. I'll want to go to the left of the rip, and a really cool keyboard shortcut is to use the bracket keys to the right of the P on the keyboard to make the brush smaller. 2 to the right of the P makes it bigger. So if you need to adjust your brush size, use those bracket keys. Try it. The bracket keys to the right of the P. Now I'll go ahead and sample by holding down the Alt key with my left forefinger and one click. Let up on everything. Now hold the mouse down and kind of move back and forth. And it's a good idea not to clone all of it in one step. Let's take another sample from this side and maybe another sample from that side, and it'll look more realistic. You know, I wouldn't want to sample up on top here. If I Alt one click and I go down here to sample, that grass doesn't look real at all. Let me undo that. So I want to sample from this side. So I'll Alt one click, do a little bit of painting. Down over here I'll Alt one click, sample a little bit right in here. And lastly I'll Alt one click, let up on everything, move over, and there you have it. Got a pretty... Nobody could tell. No way, Jose. So there it is, cloning, lesson number 4.